Haley Hennahan with Littlesleepersanddreamers.com, and I am your pediatric sleep consultant. When you think of bedtime, you often associate it with the words schedule and consistency. But how much wiggle room is actually there? In this video, we'll talk about if we can have flexibility in our bedtime routines or if it has to be rigid. So before we get into talking about the actual bedtime routine, let's talk about the environment. The room your child sleeps in plays an important role in your child's sleep. So the first thing I want you to do is make sure that your child's room is dark. If you know me, you know that I am a strong advocate for a dark room. And this means that you should not be able to see your hand in front of your face if the lights are off, curtains closed, your eyes have adjusted. Dark, dark, dark. Next, I want you to make sure that you have a white noise machine. Remember, children in the womb are used to that loud whooshing noise, so white noise is very calming to them. You also want to make sure that the room temperature is just right. Now, this might seem a little cold, but children will actually sleep the best in a room temperature range between 68 degrees and 72 degrees. If they get too warm, they will wake up, they will not sleep as well as we would like. And the last one is safety. You want to make sure that your child has the age-appropriate items in their crib. That means if they are under a year old, they only have a fitted sheet and nothing else. If they are over a year, they can have a blanket and a cuddle buddy. At 18 months, they can actually have 2 cuddle buddies. But I wouldn't have any more than that because then it leads to getting distracted instead of falling asleep. When they are 2 years old, they can also have a pillow. But any other items in or around the crib and bed is not necessary. Another thing that often gets overlooked is where the baby monitor is. Oftentimes, older babies and toddlers can reach out and grab the cord from the monitor and get wrapped around, tangled in it. So be very vigilant about where you keep it and how far away it is from your child. So no matter when you do the bedtime routine, here are some tips to make it go a little bit smoother. The first thing is you want to get outside in the morning when the sun's coming up, as well as in the evening when it's going down. This helps your child regulate the melatonin levels to help them sleep. You also want to be starting their bedtime routine before they are tired. Once they get too tired, they actually become hyperactive, and it is a whole lot harder to get them to go to sleep. If you do not know a proper schedule for your child based on their age, you can grab it. There's a link in the description box below. I am giving that to you for free so you can get started on the right foot. The next thing is you want to pay attention to your child's circadian rhythm. Children who go to bed after 8 p.m. have a much harder time falling asleep. They get that second wind, they get that energy, and then it is that much harder. So shoot for an 8 p.m. bedtime or before. You also don't want to drag it out. Bedtime routine should be about 30 minutes in length so that it signals to the child to get them tired, but then doesn't get drawn out when they are sleepy, ready to go to bed, and they still have to finish their bedtime routine. So let's get into the question. Can you have flexibility in bedtime routine? Yes and no. So I say yes because I want you guys to be able to live your lives. I want you to be able to go to visit a grandparent that might be a little farther away and get home late. or go do dinner with some friends. I want you to be able to have that flexibility. But before you do that, I want you to be sure that you have established a consistent bedtime routine that your children are very familiar with. When you are sleep training, those are the 2 to 3 weeks where you are not able to be flexible. You need to be home. You need to be consistent. You need to be helping your child learn this new skill. So going out and coming home late or throwing anything off balance will really confuse your child trying to learn this skill. As you add in some flexibility, I really suggest that you stay consistent as much as you can and only have those flexible nights every once in a while. Sprinkle it in. If the child is older, talk with them about it. Say, okay, we're going to be a little flexible tonight, and maybe our bedtime routine when we get home is going to be a little shorter so we can get to bed and get the sleep we need. Because remember, your goal is for your child to get 11 to 12 hours of sleep every night. Children strive on consistency. So when you can be consistent and give the expectations so that they know what is happening, they will do so much better. You also need to think about your child's temperament. Some children can just adapt more to changes, while others, it kind of throws them off kilter. So you really need to pay attention to your child and how things are working for you and your family. So even though your child will thrive on a consistent bedtime that has a great schedule, you can still live your lives and sprinkle some flexibility into it. If this video was helpful, please go ahead and give a thumbs up. And in the comments below, let me know, how flexible are you? Are you a type A personality like me and love a strong schedule? Or are you a little more free-going and like to bend the rules a little bit? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have any questions, please email me at littlesleepersanddreamers@gmail.com. I would love to connect with you. Be sure you subscribe to this channel and click the alert bell because I will be continuing to talk about bedtime routines for each different age group. See you next time. Sweet dreams.